We're live. Yay, it worked the first time this time. It's amazing. And I've already got somebody in here. Mr. Bart, how you doing, man? I'm glad you think that this is fair. That's good. Hang on a minute. Gotta shut my camera off for just a second. Here we go. And camera back. There we go. Bart, where you at, man? Now, let's see if he wakes up to this. All right. Wait to see if some other folks come in, and then we'll see what silliness ensues from there. Meanwhile, a little intro for people who are watching. Who will be watching this after the stream is over, of course. Hope everyone's doing okay. Let's see, it's May 16th, 2020 when we shoot this, so people are starting to come out of our 6-week self-induced coma, nationwide economic and otherwise coma, due to you know what. I can't really say what, because of course if I do say something, YouTube will kill the video. So you all know what we're talking about, and if you don't know what we're talking about, go look at any news headline for March, April, May 2020, and you'll figure it out real quick. Oh, good. Some more folks showed up. Tennessee Mike, how you doing? Peter Stone, how are you, sir? Good to see you guys in here. Let's see. Bartholomew still hasn't woken up yet, but I'm sure he'll catch up to us. What's going on with you guys today? How you doing? Looks like it was about to say it looks like another week without another weekend without sports, but we have sports this weekend. Of course, if you don't like NASCAR, then you won't like that, and of course, a lot of people don't consider NASCAR to be a sport, which is asinine. If you've ever tried to drive a 2-ton race car at 100, 150 miles an hour or faster around a racetrack, you would know that you have to be athletic to do such a thing. And if you're going to watch the pit crew try and change 4 tires and fuel a car in under 12 seconds, you know that they have to be athletes too. So I'm not buying this. Oh, they're not athletes, garbage. You know, it's like, screw you. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, there's my friend, the Canine Cardio Company of Rhode Island, LLC. That's a mouthful. How you doing? Appreciate you stopping by, of course. What's on the wrist wants to know, Mr. Stone. I have a watch that I'm still honeymooning with. I have my Marathon JSAR, Jumbo Search and Rescue, Yemen edition, YAMAM, which is the Israeli Special Forces version of the watch. Here, I'll take it off, give you a close-up of the features. You can see the Yemen. Of course, on my screen, it's backwards, but hopefully it's right on your screen. It has the Yemen symbol right there on the top, and of course, the day wheel is in Hebrew as well as English. So I love this watch. I've had my eye. I did a video on it, so if you want to see detail on the watch, of course, take a look at the video. I've had my eye on this watch for a while. They're not easy to find. Pete says that's a cool watch. I appreciate that. They're not easy to find. As a matter of fact, I had to contact Mark over at Long Island Watch, and he had to kind of It's not a wide. He's a marathon dealer, but he doesn't usually have the Yammans in stock, so he had to go get me one, and it took a bit of time, not too much time, but a bit of time, and he gave me a really good deal on it. I just couldn't pass it up. So very happy with this watch. I have it right now on a leather Collareb leather strap from Italy. I didn't like the rubber strap so much. Um, and I've already asked Mark to get me the bracelet that goes to this with on the clasp. It has the Yaman insignia like on the back of the watch and on the front. It also has it on the back of the clasp, and he's getting me one. It should be a couple of weeks, I guess. And then I have to go through the process of fitting it without destroying the watch, which thank you, Cardi. I appreciate that you say it looks great. I love this watch. I really do. It's a big boy too. You can see how thick it is standing there on the wrist. It's a pretty thick watch, so um, not going to be wearable for smaller wristed folks. I'd say 6 3/4 is probably the low end there, but still a great watch. Let's see. Tennessee Mike says, I went to high school with the president of NASCAR, Steve Phelps. He's a great guy. I hope he's a great guy. I hope he has success in 2020. I mean, I hope we can get this thing winding up again. As you know, it's going to be as everyone knows, it's going to be 7 races in 11 days. So that is going to put a lot of stress on the drivers and the crews. But they're all being done around North Carolina. I think Darlington and Charlotte are the 2 tracks. So at least they're close by to most of the shops are close by. And if there are any major problems like wreckage and stuff like that, they can get replacement parts or cars or whatever. I know my driver Kyle Busch is going to run all 7 races. I think that's the Cup races, truck races, and Xfinity. So he is going to be the Iron Man of that 11-day period. I think he's the only guy running all 7 races. So not athletes, huh? I'd like to see some of these people that claim that these people are not athletes try and do what these athletic drivers can do. Some of them do these races on the back of triathlons, paging Jimmy Johnson. So, yeah, you're not going to convince me these guys aren't athletes. By the way, is the lighting good? I just changed some of the lighting in this room to make the lighting better. So let me know if the lighting is okay for you guys, please. AS, welcome to the channel. No, I've never driven a Saleen S7. I've only ever seen them a couple of times. They are gorgeous looking cars. I would love to get a chance to at least ride in one. I don't think driving one is realistic. I mean, those are $500,000 cars in some cases, so I don't think I'll ever get to drive one in my lifetime. But I'd love to. But the only time I've ever been around S7s is at very specific types of car shows, and I wish I could get behind the wheel one. I wish I could get behind the wheel of a Ford GT, the first version, not the well, maybe even the second version with the twin turbo V6, but the one with the supercharged V8. I'd love to take a ride in one of those too. But, William Rizzo, welcome, man, welcome. Thank you. Good afternoon to you too, John Page. How you doing? Appreciate it. Rizzo said he did 8 laps at Miami Homestead and 150 mile an hour. Was that one of those fan experience things? And spent afterwards. I don't know how they can do it. And you were spent afterwards. You don't know how you can do it. You have to be in fantastic. I've driven race cars before in my Ute before I jacked my back up in a racing accident. manhandling a race car, even one with something like power steering, like NASCAR cars have, manhandling one of those cars at high speeds is going to wear your ass out. And I mean, I was running open wheel Formula Fords, Formula V's, Formula Saabs, little open wheel. They look like miniature Indy cars, or they look like big go karts. Those things weigh nothing, and they will still beat you to death because the speeds and the G forces and having to work muscles that are under tension from G force. You will get beat up driving a race car. Um, so don't tell me you can be a fat slob and drive a race car. You can't. You will faint behind the wheel before you finish a race. Guaranteed. Ballard, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. AS wants to know, what is my dream car? Well, I have a couple of dream cars. I would love to own a 69 Shelby GT500 convertible. The one with the hood with the five ducts on them, the five scoops on them, and the 428 Interceptor, or I'm sorry, Cobra Jet, and a 4-speed. I would love to put one of those in my garage. I would love to get my hands on the current Ford GT500 with the what I think is a 776 horsepower motor. I would also love to put in my garage a Porsche all-wheel drive 911 turbo, one of the current ones. Fantastic automobile. I would love to have one of those. And I'd love a 68 or 69 Dodge Charger. The General Lee car. Maybe not in the General Lee color, but I would love. I think that's one of the sexiest of the muscle cars ever produced. I think that was a beautiful car. A 65 Buick Riviera, like my dad owned when I was born. Red leather interior, white exterior, with or without the hideaway headlights, doesn't matter. But that body was just fantastic. I would love to have one of those. Something like that. I don't need an exotic car. I just need something that's fast, loud, and impresses the hell out of me. If it impresses the hell out of everyone else, great, but it's got to impress me first. And that's why I love the Saleen I own. I mean, it may not be to everybody's taste, but it impresses the hell out of me, and that's all that matters because I'm the one that has to drive it, feed it, repair it, and insure it, and register it. So I've always said when I walk out into my garage and that car doesn't make me smile when I look at it, that's when I put it up for sale. I've owned that car 20 years and a month. I bought it April 15th, 2000. And it has never failed, even when it was broken, it never failed to make me smile because I knew what I had. Let's see. Peter says my lighting's good, so I appreciate that. Mike, like my cousin Vinny reference. Thank you very much. Island Terror, champagne glass and googly eyes. I don't know what that means, but thanks for stopping by. Ballard wants an F-150 in dark red. Well, depending on what year you're looking at and what options you want, you'll probably be able to find one. I wouldn't mind. Actually, I'll add one more. I don't know if it's a dream car, but it's a vehicle I wouldn't mind owning. I would love to own a Ford Power Stroke diesel pickup, specifically a 2005, 6, or 7, with the 6-liter motor that has been properly built or rebuilt by Power Stroke Specialties in Buford, Georgia. And if you don't know who they are, go on YouTube, which you're on now anyway. Go look for Power Stroke Help. Um, Bill Hewitt owns the place, and his specialty is making those 6 liters bulletproof and run beautifully. So I love what he's done with those trucks. They're good looking. They don't have that emissions garbage on them like the new trucks do. So you don't have to worry about them melting down from clogged up DPFs. And he's rebuilt those motors and solved all the problems in them to where they're very reliable and strong motors. So I wouldn't, if I needed to buy a pickup truck, I would buy one from him. I wouldn't buy a new truck. I would buy one of his rebuilt 2005, 6, or 7s. Let's see. Cardio says definitely an endurance sport. Auto racing is absolutely an endurance sport, and you have to be an athlete. You have to be in shape, or else you will die behind the wheel of one of those things because you will lose focus or lose consciousness and you will crash and you will die, or you will be badly injured anyway. Ballard says that sounds like a cool car. I don't know which car you're speaking about, but I think all the cars I mentioned are cool cars. AS thanks me for my answer and loves my taste in cars. I appreciate that very much, sir. I've been a car nut since I was, this tall. I mean, my car nuttiness started with playing with Hot Wheels and just got more and more ever since. Ken is checking in from Pittsburgh. Thanks for stopping by, Mr. Spears. I always appreciate that. Dirk Waring, the Blade Meister, is here. Thanks for stopping by, Dirk. By the way, if any of you guys are into knives, fixed blade, folders, pocket knives, whatever, you got to go find Dirk's channel. Give him a sub. He's trying to get to 1,000 subs. I know he's trying to monetize. He's got a giveaway all set up for his 1,000 sub hit. And if you like knives, especially really, really exotic looking stuff and really, really fun looking stuff, got to get to that channel. So if you guys are at all interested in pocket knives and watches, give Dirk a sub. Let's see. Ballard says, my grandfather had a diesel Ford truck. I think it was an F-250, maybe an F-350. Yeah. Those are the big boys. Well, not the big boys in the consumer market anyway. Syrup Maker, welcome. Thank you. I'm doing well. I hope you are also doing the same. I appreciate it. Let's see. Tennessee Mike, watch collecting is an endurance sport. No doubt, man. No doubt. You know what? It's mostly an endurance sport in? Having the patience to wait until you've got enough money saved up to buy a watch because you're too smart to go into debt to buy the watch you want. That's the endurance. Trust me, it's torture. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. NASCAR Ball is here. What's up, man? How you doing? And just saw you last night on BBD's channel. You ready for the season to start up again, NASCAR Ball? I know you are. I know you are. I am counting the hours until the green flag drops. Now let's see. Dirk, thanks me for your plug. Of course, definitely. Let's see. So what else? What else is going on there? I know NASCAR Ball is same as me. He's waiting for NASCAR to start up. I mean, you know NASCAR as well as I do. The Memorial Day weekend is one of the best weekends for auto racing ever. You always had early in the morning. You had the Monaco Grand Prix for F1, which is a little boring, but not bad. And then you had Indy, which again, IndyCar for me is a boring version of auto racing. I mean, there's not a hell of a lot going on at Indy, but it's still the Indy 500. And then at night you had the Coke 600. So I literally every year from Memorial Day weekend, I had the wings, I had the Coke, and I had the big TV fired up with the surround sound, and I was watching auto racing from 7 in the morning until when, 10 at night when the Coke 600, 11 at night when that thing ran out, and I was just in hog heaven. And I'm gonna get one of those races in, because NASCAR is running, but F1 and IndyCar aren't. I suspect F1 is not gonna start up again anytime soon. The Euros are too soft. They're not gonna. They're gonna do the same as California, in this country. They're gonna say we're not doing anything until there's a vaccine or a cure, or there's no risk ever, 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 and we can race in bubble wrap with respirators. So uh, European racing is dead. So 2020, I predict for F1 is dead. I suspect IndyCar is not going to run either ever for 2020. I think it's NASCAR or nothing. But my opinion, I might be wrong. Let's see, Peter Stone. I love the knives you guys get in the U.S., but we can't have anything nice in the U.K. I'm sorry about that, man. I don't know. Talk to Dirk. Maybe he knows something about how to import pocket knives into the UK. He may never know. Oh, he already responded to that. Yes, the knife laws in the UK are tough. I don't know, but Dirk, do you know any ways to I'm not circumvent them, but work within them to get knives to the UK? Is it possible, or is it just you screwed? I mean, they have knives in the UK. I mean, maybe they're kitchen knives, but certainly they have pocket knives in the UK. I mean, NASCAR ball agrees with me. IndyCar sucks. They don't even bump and bang, no real action. Yeah, rubbing's racing, man. You rub on an Indy car and the damn thing spins off into oblivion. You rub in NASCAR and they just rub back. So, and that's what makes NASCAR for me is a hell of a lot more of a sport, a more entertaining sport than any of the other racing, in the open wheel stuff. And I like the open wheel stuff, but you get a wing on an open wheel car 1 millimeter out of adjustment, you can't drive the car anymore. I've seen guys racing, maybe not so much now, but I've seen guys in NASCAR racing with their fenders and their hood taken off, and they were still, in the old days anyway, they were still competitive. So let's see. NASCAR ball says it was flattening the curve, then it was go back to normal. Then it's only until we have a yeah. They keep moving the goalposts. I don't care what the lefties say in around here about, well, we're not moving the goalposts. We're not. No, you instituted the quarantine stuff so that we didn't overwhelm the hospital system. Well, we didn't overwhelm the hospital system, so we've gotten past that point. We've gotten to the point where now the cases and the death rates are dropping, thank God. And nobody should die of these things. I mean, I want nobody to die from this. But we've done what we set out to do. We flattened the curve. So let's stop with we can't open our lives back up until there's absolutely 100% chance of the 0% chance of anyone getting anything anytime ever, ever, ever. I'm sorry. We could reduce the coronavirus to zero, and you could step off the curb and get blasted by a bus. We all have risk in our life. We take all the steps we can to mitigate that risk and minimize it as much as possible. But you take a risk when if you have a gas stove, you take a risk when you fire that up. You take a risk when you take a shower in the morning or evening. You take a risk when you get in your car. You take a risk when you eat gas station sushi. Bad example. So life is risk. There's no such thing as a risk-free life. It doesn't exist. So we have ways of mitigating the risk. So let's bring our lives back to normal, I think. I'm getting tired of hearing about all this. we passed the point where it's an absolute danger to majority of society. Protect the people who are vulnerable. Keep with the social distancing. If you feel like you have to wear masks and gloves all the time, do that. I don't know about where you guys live, but businesses around here, they've got signs on the floors. I mean, not just temporary tape on the floors. I mean, Walmarts and grocery stores and all that have permanent looking decals on the floor that say, please stay 6 feet apart, one way aisles, stickers and signs and everything. It looks like, permanent stuff. So without being told to do it, without having legal ramifications if you don't do it, a lot these businesses have done this. They've done the things they need to do to bring their customers back in. And you know why? Capitalism. Good old fashioned capitalism. Do the things that are necessary to stay open and go bring in dollars. I mean, I'm sorry if that sounds terribly mercenary to people out there who hate capitalism, but you know what? They're doing the things they need to do to make it safe for the customers to come back in and do what they want to do, which is get haircuts. Now let's see, where are we now? About Ken, yeah, there we are. Ken Spear says, if the person who was asking about silicone straps last Wednesday is here, I've been wearing my new Barton Elite silicone for a week and it wears very well. I don't remember. I remember the question, but I don't remember who it was from. Um, but some people like the silicone strap. I'm not a big fan. I've usually taken off silicone or rubber straps when they come in, like this one, my marathon. I didn't even put the marathon on with the rubber strap. I gave it a feel. It felt like a rubber strap, and I said, this one is not for me, and I immediately replaced it with a leather strap, and I'm probably going to replace this with the metal bracelet when it shows up, whenever Mark from Long Island Watch gets it to me, which I hope is soon. Okay, we have a lull in the questions. I know there are some people still on there. Hopefully, y'all are still on there. Hopefully, I'm not just talking to myself and this stream hasn't locked up again. That happens from time to time. All of a sudden, I'm talking and people are chatting in the chat room, but I don't see it anymore. So somebody type something to make sure I. Anyway, appreciate y'all stopping by. Of course, don't forget to click the thumbs up button on the screen. It does help. And super chats available if anyone feels the desire to do that. Of course, you don't have to. I don't. Doesn't matter to me either way. Super chats are nice if you feel the need or the desire. If you don't, I'm still glad you're here anyway. Yep. Somebody came in the chat. So let's see. What was it? J Major 2580. Glad I was able to catch some of the stream. Yeah, well, glad you're here, man. I appreciate it. I wanted to do the stream. I've been trying to do them every Wednesday at noon. Unfortunately, this past Wednesday, which was I had it scheduled and I had to cancel it. Something with my family came up. There was no emergency. There was nothing bad happened. It's just something family related came up, and family is more important than anything. And I had to deal with that, and I knew it was going to take more time than we thought it would, and it did, and it would have killed the stream anyway. So I just decided to cancel it and reschedule for today at noon, which obviously we're on right now. So I appreciate you guys finding the stream and so on. I'm going to try and do another stream on next on the following Wednesday. I don't have anything coming up right now, except it's one of my family members has a birthday that day, but I'll be here for the stream. I don't do anything for the birthday until later. Peter says he liked the green frostbite. Yeah, I really liked that one. Now, green is not my particular color. Um, I got the watch from another fellow YouTuber, Grimwood Watch Modding, which is a really good channel. If you search for him, search Grimwood, you'll find him. Really good guy. He's really good at modding. I think he just did a video where he did a mod on a Seiko SKX. I think it was a 007, and he took you through it. It wasn't an overly exotic mod, but he did do several things to it, and it was kind of fun to watch. He's a big fan of green watches. He loves his green watches, well, just as much as I love my blue watches. So he sent that watch to me, which is why it ended up being a green watch. And while I'm not the biggest fan of green, that watch looked really, really nice. I love the spiral cut in the middle of the watch face. That really looked great. Um, and it was a really nice watch. So I gave a link to that watch, the Kickstarter campaign in the video. So if you want to go check the watch out and maybe support the campaign, the link is in that video. I don't know. I did that review just there's a couple of videos back, so it's really not a hard video to find on my channel. So if you're interested, go seek that out. Let's see. NASCAR Vol says Chase, who I assume he means Chase Elliott, is winning Darlington. No, sir. And I got no problem with Chase. I think he's a little bit, he's a little young, and that makes him a little whiny when shit don't go his way. Sorry. Um, that's just the way it is in racing. Sometimes, tire blows, engine breaks, run out of fuel, or you piss somebody off on a short track and they pay you back. It happens. Stop whining, get on with the job. Kyle Busch is going to win Darlington, so just become comfortable with the idea of seeing the 18 car in victory lane. So just become comfortable with that, and you'll be okay. Steve Roberts is here. Good morning, sir. Well, afternoon here. I don't know where you are, but it's afternoon here. But if it's morning where you are, good morning. Chris from the Watch Lounge is here. Hey, Dan, actually wearing the golden eye. Yeah, I did a video. I wanted to scratch that itch by buying a Glycine Golden Eye, which is a combat sub, black case, black dial with kind of what would you call that? Bronzy or rose gold colored bezel. It's goldish, so they call it the golden eye. But I didn't bond with the watch like I thought, and I loaned it to Chris to do a review for his channel, The Watch Lounge, which, by the way, go find his channel. He's doing good videos over there. Sub him up. Let's get him to 1,000. Let's get him monetized. So he bought it from me. I gave him a good price on it. I didn't lose too much. But I'm glad that the watch went to somebody who wanted to wear it. And I used the money to fund another purchase. So win-win for everybody. Let's see. Tennessee Mike wants advice for a daily driver muscle car for $20K. And you're welcome for the shout out, Chris. No problem. For a new car for $20K, you're not going to find very much. Not a lot of muscle cars for under $20K. So I guess it'd have to be a Uzi. Um, I would say if you could get do you want a two-door or four-door? But I'd say a good all-arounder daily driver that also has some muscle behind it. If you could find one of the Hemi, I think it is the Charger, the Hemi Charger is the one that with four-door, I believe, or is it the Challenger? I think it's the Charger. If you could find one of those, I don't think you'll find a new one, but if you could find one of the 5.7 liter Hemis or maybe even the 6.1, it's going to be a few years old for 20K. But if you can find one of those Hemi motors are bulletproof. And pair it with an automatic transmission that they sell. Those automatic transits are really good. I would say if you could find one of those, you're going to get over 300, I think 360 odd horse out of the 5.7, I think. I don't know. You can look it up easy enough, obviously. If you can find one of those, I would jump on one of those because those are really going to give you greater horsepower. Also, if you can find one of the twin turbo Taurus SHOs that hasn't been beat to death, all-wheel drive, 360 horsepower, 65 horsepower, twin turbo EcoBoost. If you can find those under 20K, that's a fantastic daily driver. Four-door, four-seater. That's a hell of a car. And as always, I'm going to tell you to stay away from the GM crap. I don't like them. Let's see. Uncle Lou's here. I love Uncle Lou. Everyone says I am a Uncle Lou fanboy. Okay, whatever. I'm a fan of Uncle Lou and what he does. He makes me laugh on almost every video, even when he's beating up on my Gators, which he's a Georgia fan. He's going to beat up on my Gators. So, but right now his focus is on Phil Fulmer at Tennessee. So at least I'm not on his radar right now. Let's see. He says Phil Fulmer, who is the athletic director at the University of Tennessee, by the way, announces that Memorial Day is being moved to June 8th. Yeah. The backstory behind that is Phil Fulmer is the only AD out of the 14 ADs in the Southeastern Conference that wants to delay starting practices and stuff like that from June 1st to June 15th. Hey, Fulmer, you're an ass. The only reason you want to delay is because your Vols are going to get road graded by all the teams that they're going to get road graded by anyway, and you don't want to watch it. So, suck it up, Buttercup. Put your team on the field or close the program. Maybe you should close the program. It's a useless program anyway. Close the program or get your team on the field with the rest of us. Let's get the season started, and take your losses to Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, and definitely my Gators. Take your 4 losses like a man and, suck it up. Stop it. Stop with being the lone crybaby among all the. Vanderbilt wants to start the season. Fucking Vanderbilt wants to play, and you don't. Arkansas, a 2-10. Was Arkansas 2-10 this past year? Arkansas wants to play. Vandy wants to play. The garbage teams of the Southeastern Conference want to play. You don't want to play. Screw you. Get your team on the field. Idiot. Let's see, where do we go here? Watch Lounge I guess he was responding to Tennessee Micah, 15 through 18, 5-0. Great car, but you're not going to find one under 20 grand. Those were $40 plus $1,000 cars all day. I don't know that you're going to find maybe a 15 at 20 grand. You can look, but you're probably going to have to go back to like 2014 or 13 before you're going to find in that budget. Uncle Lou has a 2014 GT. I don't know what he paid for it. It was probably more than 20 grand though. Uncle Lou says Phil Fulmer announces July 4th is being moved to August 3rd. I have no doubt. Tennessee Bike wants a two-door, so I guess you would look at the Challenger instead of the Charger. But still, you'd probably find one for that price. Watch-ons look at the newer 5.0 Mustangs. Yeah, you might, maybe you find one, maybe an off-rental car, maybe, but I don't know. Those, let's see, Uncle Lou, doesn't EcoBoost come with the matching purse, or do you have to buy that separately? Jeez, now he's trash talking EcoBoost. Well, I guess you're talking about the EcoBoost Mustang. I don't know, Lou. I mean, you're talking about a twin turbo Mustang that makes more power than the old 5.0s used to. Hell, they make more power than the V8s, running all the way up to about, no, think here. Until the Coyote V8 came out, I think the EcoBoosts make more power than the V8s prior to the Coyote V8. So, you know, it's not like there's no muscle there. It's just not V8 muscle. So, I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys. But I would say, for my opinion, the purse probably comes separate. It's probably on the option sheet somewhere. I don't know where. I got to say though, in all fairness, I don't see a lot of guys running around in the EcoBoost Mustangs. I see a lot of women driving them, but I don't see a lot of guys driving them. Tennessee Mike says nothing wrong with being a fan. I agree. Stephen, thank you for the super chat, sir. Do you have any advice on a good brand for a mechanical watch? I'm trying to get my father-in-law a good gift. Oh, and go dogs. Okay, well, no, go Gators, but okay. Stephen, let me know in the comments. Do you want, when you say mechanical, are you talking about a manual wind or an automatic? And if you don't know the difference, I'll explain it when you ask. And also, what is your budget? Give me a dollar range over that. Let's see. Pepperex. Hey, Pepperex, thanks for stopping by again. What are my two favorite? What are your favorite Horizon 2 colorways so far? I really haven't looked at the Horizon colorways, the Horizon 2s. I don't know what colorways are coming. I'm not going to be buying a Horizon 2. I already have one. I have an Aventurine. My dad has a green bronze. So I'm not looking at the Horizon 2. I'm looking at the 42 millimeter GMT from Zelos. And I'm looking at the dress watch and the Timascus Swordfish are the ones coming out that I'm buying. I'm not buying the Horizon 2. Uncle Lou says he paid $24K for a 15. I thought yours was a 14. I'm sorry. My apologies, man. I didn't mean to make that mistake. But obviously, a 2015 at 24K, that means that the 13 and the 14 might be in your price range, Mike. So you might want to take what Uncle Lou said as a gauge as to where you're at. Maybe, and like you said, it's been about a year. Sorry. So it's been about a year. So maybe the prices on the 15s have come down a little more. Lou, thank you, sir. Man, I appreciate that. You saying that I'm doing good work, you know, I'm pretty sure you're not trolling me on that. But considering your two channels and the success there and how you can do a hell of a lot more with video editing and stuff like that than I can, if you're thinking I'm doing some good work, that truly is for me a compliment. So I appreciate it and I thank you for your supporting my channel, because I found your channel 4 years ago and it was one of the best channels I ever found. So I appreciate it. Let's see, where am I? Chris says, ex-girlfriend had an EcoBoost Mustang. I was not impressed. not the same as an EcoBoost in the new F-150. The F-150's EcoBoost is geared differently, and it's tuned for torque instead of peak horsepower. So definitely an EcoBoost in a truck is going to feel different than in a Mustang. Steven says a manual watch. Okay, so not an automatic wind. And did he give a budget under 250 if possible? Okay, I have a watch for you. I know they're out of production, quote unquote, out of production, but they are still available. Head over to islandwatch.com. That's Long Island Watch, but their website is islandwatch.com. And search for the Seiko SKX, either the SKX 007 or the 009. No, wait, those are not manual one. They came manual one. I'm sorry. They're automatics in the sense that you can't wind them. You have to move them around or put them on a watch winder for them to charge up. So you can't manually wind them, but they are nice, solid, true dive watches. If that's what you're looking, you didn't say if you're looking for a dive watch or a dress watch. So if you're looking for a dive watch around the 250 mark, SKX 007 or SKX 009 is definitely a watch you should look at. Let's see. Jay Manger, can you tell us your favorite 2 or 3 divers between 1,000 to 2,000? Yeah, I'm wearing one of them right now. My Marathon JSAR, Jumbo Search and Rescue. These things are bulletproof. I mean, these things are tanks. I mean, look at the thickness on that wire. I think you can see the thickness right there. I mean, these are thick watches. They're in the 1,500 to 2,000 range, but they are solid watches, absolutely. If you can find them, I know you can find them now. I mean, they just were released. The Zelos Abyss 3, I think they're still under $1,000, and they are 3,000 meter rated divers, but they are about 18 millimeters thick, so they are a big watch. And also the Hammerhead and the Hammerhead 2 and the Hammerhead chronograph, definitely solid dive watches, also from Zelos. Zelos is also coming out with the titanium swordfish in the next couple of months. So solid watches there too. So those are some of my favorite dive watches, and some of them don't even cost $1,000. So definitely go look at those. For others that are, let me think about that. Let me think about that. Let me catch up here. Steven says, Uncle Lou having to show me up with a $10 super chat. Dog fans always want to win. It's kind of expected. Okay, well, I don't know if there's a super chat competition, but if somebody wants to one up Uncle Lou, go ahead. I'm not going to argue with you, but I appreciate you both super chatting me. I really do. Peprex, how much will the Timascus swordfish be? I believe they're going to be roughly $1,500. He hasn't set final pricing yet, but that's the story that I've been told. They have a White Horizon 2, teal, midnight blue, gray, blue meteorite, and natural meteorite. Oh, I haven't bought one of his blue meteorites, so that might be the one I pick up. I already know I'm going to be picking up a teal dress watch from him, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick up when the new 42 millimeter comes out. I might pick up one of those in gray. So I think the blue meteorite is what I probably go after. Steve Roberts says, Lou, we're bringing your comment section here. He might have the second best comment section on YouTube. You know what, Stephen? I would love that. You know what? I'll take third. I'll take first behind. I'll take third behind Lou and behind BBD. But I swear to God, if that Crimson Putt shows up, I'm blocking him forever. I've already blocked him from this channel. He started spamming on here in my comments on videos. I gave him a chance to be a person, and he just decided he couldn't do it. So I hope he never shows up on one of my live streams. If he does, I'm going to block him. But I will take third place behind Lou and BBD. I have no problem with being third banana in that bunch, and I have no problem losing to Uncle Lou in the Slob Olympics that are coming up. So, but I'm going to train a little bit. I'm going to try and make it competitive. But hey, Lou's younger than me, and he doesn't have screwed up ankles and knees. Oh wait, he has a screwed up knee, but I have two screwed up knees and a screwed up ankle. So I'm not going to beat him, but I'll try and make it competitive. Let's see. Steven says he'll check those out. Also, Steven, one other watch you might want to check out is also on Long Island Watch's website, the Seiko Presage line and the Cocktail Time line. Those are dressier watches, and I believe they're mechanicals. They manually wind, and they also automatic wind too. So check those out. And also, even though I'm not a big fan of them, if you can find any of the Timex Q series, they have several of them, and one's in a Pepsi bezel, another one in the Batman style bezel. Those are good watches. I believe they're automatics as well, and I believe they're under 250. So check those out too. So 007, 009 in the SKX, the Presage, Cocktail Time, and the Timex Q series. So there's 5 of them for you right there. Tennessee Mike, excellent. The Seagull, yeah, the Seagull. The only issue I have with the Seagull is the Chinese movement, and I don't trust the durability of a Chinese movement. So, you pay your money, you take your chances. Let's see, Peter Stone, the Orient Diver, the Mako. Oh Jesus, I forgot about the Orient. See, my comment section is going to help you out even better than me. The Orient, the Makos, and a couple other watches in the Orient line are definitely in there too. And I've owned a couple of Orients, and they are solid watches. So, yeah, definitely those two. Oris in under 250. If he can find one, Oris makes a good piece, definitely. Under $250, I don't know, man. Chris over at Watchon says he's been eyeing the Yema lately. So there's another one. Hey, Cowboy Swami, thanks for stopping by. Why doesn't Rolex use AR coding? I don't know. I thought they did. I haven't really noticed. I have several Rolexes, and I haven't really had any glare problems or reflective problems. So maybe they are using it. They just don't talk about it. But you'd have to ask somebody who is more of a Rolex person than me. Let's see. Ken's going off to cut the grass. Thanks for stopping by, Ken. I appreciate it. Don't work too hard doing that, though. Hope you have better luck cutting the grass than A. Camel Toes did. Although you may not be on that channel, so you may understand that. But trust me, that was funny. Seiko Sarbs on eBay. Yeah, if you can find them. I don't know if he wants a used watch or a new watch. So, Stevie, you'd have to answer that question if you're looking at new or used. Yeah, the 033 and the 035 Sarb from Seiko. If you can find them in good shape, that's a good choice. What do I think about the Formex? I think that's going to be. I think that's a nice piece. I think Random Rob is going to start a Formex on one of his tours. I hope I can catch that and get a hold of one. I tell you, one brand that disappointed me was that Nikumi or Niumi or whatever it is, that Voltar that I reviewed, like a mustard colored dial watch. I was so disappointed in that watch. I really wanted to like that watch, and I was absolutely disappointed. But I understand the other Tor watch, the Corbeau, is heading my way, even as I speak. So hopefully that's a better watch. The opinions I'm getting is that the Corbeau is a better watch than the Voltar. So yeah, or I thought so, Mike. I thought the Oris was 1,002. Oh, that's right. The other question about the from Jay Manger. I didn't. Well, I've never owned an Oris, and I've never played with an Oris before, so I can't really say. I only want to recommend watches that I've had in my hands. So the ones I told to Jay Manger are ones that I have actually physically. I own all of the ones I've mentioned at one time or another, or currently. So and I've reviewed all the ones I mentioned, so that's why I wouldn't mention the Oris because I have no experience with them. Aquis or Diver 65, again, watches I've not. I know you've played with them, Chris, but I haven't. So, Jay Manger, I mean, there are some people giving you some recommendations that are outside my sphere of ownership or have, physically touched and had a chance to experience firsthand. So take them and take those advice from them uh, too, if you wish. But I can't say yay or nay on either one of those. Cowboy Swami says had an Oris. What is that word? Pro Pilot. Okay, but I think the Marathon is a better built. Both are great. Yeah, I love this Marathon. I really do. And it's actually, despite the size, it's very comfortable to wear. It doesn't feel. I mean, it is on a leather strap, so I mean, I'm putting this on a bracelet as soon as it arrives. So it's going to get heavier, obviously, but it's still a very comfortable watch to wear. And I can't wait until I can. I'm on the verge of buying a second monitor for my iMac, so I can have a monitor over here, so I can put the chat over here and the chat here and the camera over here and such. I'm looking forward to that. I was actually influenced by a couple of people that are on here about having a multi monitor set up, so I've got that in the works. I can't wait for that to happen because I'm really tired of looking over here and trying to squint when I could break that out and make it bigger and actually see. Or maybe it's time for bigger, better glasses. I don't know. Chris says he had an Aquas. Great watch if you want thinner, smaller. Go for the Diver 65. Well, there you go. Somebody has actually played with one of those watches, so gets good advice. Oh, how long have I been on here? Oh, look at all the thumbs up. I got 12 thumbs up, and I got 7 people in here. I appreciate that, though. I really do. I almost been on here an hour. So I'm going to wrap up because I got a few other things I got to do today. And also, I'm hungry and it's lunchtime, so I'm going to go get some eat. But I appreciate all you guys stopping by. Some really great questions. We covered, what did we cover? We covered watches. We covered the beer flu. We covered quarantine. We covered some college ball. I got a couple of super chats, which was great. I appreciate that from Lou and from Stephen. Stephen, I hope I gave you some good advice. I hope, uh, pardon me, Jay Manger, I hope I gave you some good advice. I hope you got some good advice from some other people. Mike, I hope we got you some good advice about the car thing. Um, No, that's what we're here for. Here to entertain and here to give advice to other people. So I am very happy to do all that. I'll do my usual wrap up for people who are watching this in the future. Obviously, if you like the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. If you weren't able to be here live and you have comments or questions or suggestions down there at the bottom, I do read them all. I do respond to them all. However, if you become nasty, spamming, negative, or otherwise crappy, I'll delete the post and I'll block you. That's just the way it is. It's my channel. It's my rules. If you're not a subscriber already, or you've been here before, this is your first time, or you've been here before, you haven't subscribed, there's that red subscribe button down there somewhere. I don't know where. Please click it. Please click the bell icon so that when I upload new content, you are alerted to it. I appreciate it. Take care, Chris. I appreciate you stopping by, and Cowboy Swami and Pepperex. I should have a stream midway through next week for you guys, so please stop by again. Pardon me. So appreciate everyone stopping by. Appreciate everyone stopping by after the fact. I appreciate my subscribers and commenters and everybody. It's always fun to do these. I'll see you again real soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, maintain that social distancing while we're fighting this. We're all going to get through it, and there will be college football in 2020. There will be. But this weekend, NASCAR. Yeah, NASCAR. I'll be there. Thanks.